Shattered diplomacy. The Grand Diplomatic Hall stood as a testament to galactic architectural marvel, its sweeping crystalline arches and translucent walls designed to symbolize transparency and unity. Today, however, those same walls seem to pulse with an underlying tension that no architectural design could disguise. Earth's President Marcus Alexander stood at the central podium, his tailored diplomatic suit a stark contrast against the vibrant holographic displays surrounding him. Alien delegates from dozens of star systems watched him with a mixture of curiosity, suspicion, and barely concealed hostility. Distinguished representatives, he began, his voice carefully modulated to convey both strength and conciliation, we stand at a critical moment in galactic history. The tensions between our civilizations have reached a breaking point, but I believe dialogue remains our most potent weapon. The Zarian delegation, tall, insectoid creatures with exoskeletons that shimmered like polished obsidian, shifted uncomfortably. Their lead diplomat, Zarek, mandibles clicking with barely restrained aggression, watched the human president with unblinking compound eyes. Nearby, the methane-breathing Krell representatives huddled in their specialized environmental suits, their translator devices creating a low, gurgling undertone to the proceedings. They represented perhaps the most technologically advanced civilization in the known galaxy, and their interest in Earth's proposal was a delicate balance between curiosity and contempt. President Alexander continued, his holographic presentation displaying intricate trade routes, diplomatic agreements, and potential collaborative research initiatives. Each slide was meticulously crafted to demonstrate humanity's commitment to peaceful coexistence. We propose a comprehensive interstellar treaty that ensures resource sharing, technological exchange, and mutual defense protocols, Alexander said. No single civilization should dominate. Our strength lies in our collective potential. A ripple of murmurs passed through the chamber. Some delegates leaned forward, intrigued. Others, particularly the Zarian and Krell representatives, remained impassive. Unbeknownst to the delegates, a series of minute disruptions were already in motion. Microscopic quantum destabilizers, planted weeks earlier by an unknown faction, began their precise, calculated sequence. The first sign was barely perceptible, a slight flicker in the room's advanced energy shields. Most delegates, absorbed in the diplomatic proceedings, missed it entirely. But Admiral James Hunter, observing from a secure monitoring station thousands of light-years away, noticed immediately. Anomaly detected, he muttered to his second-in-command, Lieutenant Sarah Reeves. Something's not right. Back in the Grand Hall, President Alexander was reaching the crescendo of his speech. We stand united, not as separate species, but as citizens of a vast, interconnected universe. The explosion, when it came, was both instantaneous and endless. A blinding white light erupted from the podium, consuming everything in its immediate vicinity. The force was so precise, so calculated, that for a split second, it seemed as if time itself had been vaporized. Alien delegates screamed, some in terror, some in rage. Security protocols triggered automatically, but they were milliseconds too late. Where President Alexander had stood moments before, there was now nothing but smoldering debris and ionized particles. In the command center on Earth, Admiral Hunter watched the live feed, his weathered face a mask of controlled fury. Lieutenant Reeves stood beside him, her hands clenched into tight fists. "Sir," she reported, her voice tight, initial reports confirmed total destruction of the diplomatic delegation. Estimated casualties, 237 representatives from 16 different star systems. Hunter's jaw muscles tightened. This was more than an assassination. This was a declaration of war. Initiate Protocol Omega, he commanded. Prepare the ancient fleet. As chaos engulfed the Galactic Diplomatic Center, the first whispers of humanity's most closely guarded secret began to emerge, a fleet of starships so old, so powerful, that they had been forgotten by most of human civilization. The galaxy was about to tremble. Awakening the forgotten. The underground facility stretched beyond conventional understanding of space. Massive caverns carved deep within the Earth's crust housed something most of humanity had forgotten, a fleet that predated modern spaceflight by centuries. Admiral James Hunter walked the immense hangar, his boots echoing against cold metallic floors. Dust-covered starships loomed like sleeping giants, their hull designs unlike anything in current galactic arsenals. These were relics from humanity's most ambitious and secretive technological era, a period deliberately erased from most historical records. Lieutenant Sarah Reeves followed closely, her tablet displaying complex diagnostic readouts. "The engineering teams are making progress," she reported. "But reactivating these vessels won't be simple. Some of the quantum drive systems are so advanced they're practically alien technology." Hunter ran his hand along the hull of the nearest vessel, the RSS Prometheus. Its surface was a complex matrix of metamaterials that seemed to shimmer and shift under his touch. "These ships were designed during the breakthrough decade," he muttered, more to himself than to Reeves. "When humanity's most brilliant minds worked in absolute secrecy." The breakthrough decade, a 20-year period between 2075 and 2095, represented humanity's most radical technological leap. Government-funded research programs, operating with near-unlimited budgets and complete autonomy, had pushed the boundaries of physics, materials science, and spaceflight technologies. Most of those projects were officially declared failures. In reality, they had produced something far more extraordinary. Deep within the facility, Dr. Elena Rodriguez, the lead quantum systems engineer, was wrestling with technologies that defied conventional understanding. Her team worked in hermetically sealed laboratories, surrounded by holographic interfaces that translated incomprehensible data streams. "The quantum entanglement matrices are stable," she reported to Hunter via secure communication. "But we're looking at a complete systems restart. These aren't just old ships, they're essentially time capsules of technological innovation." Each vessel in the hangar represented a different design philosophy. The RSS Prometheus, Hunter's flagship, was a massive assault carrier. Nearby, sleeker vessels suggested reconnaissance and surgical strike capabilities. Some designs were so radical they seemed to defy known principles of spaceflight. In the command center, holographic displays tracked global reactions to the diplomatic conference's destruction. The Galactic Council was already mobilizing, though their exact intentions remained unclear. "The Krell are preparing their defense fleets," a communications specialist reported. "The Zarian Confederacy is demanding immediate investigations." Hunter knew the truth would be far more complex. The assassination wasn't just an attack on Earth, it was a calculated move designed to destabilize the delicate interstellar political balance. "Lieutenant Reeves," Hunter called, "compile a comprehensive threat assessment. I want to know every potential faction that might have orchestrated this attack." Reeves nodded, her fingers flying across holographic interfaces. Within moments, complex relationship maps began to materialize, showing interconnected webs of political alliances, trade relationships, and historical conflicts. The primary suspects emerged quickly. The Zarian Confederacy, long-standing rivals of human expansion. The Krell technocracy, who viewed human technological potential as a threat. The Shadow Consortium, a mysterious network of corporate and political entities that operated beyond traditional galactic governance. But something didn't add up. The attack was too precise, too perfectly calculated to be a simple act of aggression. Dr. Rodriguez's voice interrupted Hunter's thoughts. "Admiral, you need to see this." A new holographic display materialized, showing complex quantum signatures embedded within the explosion's residual energy. These weren't just standard explosive markers, they were something else entirely. "These quantum signatures," Rodriguez explained, "they're not just from a weapon. They're a message. Someone wanted us to find this specific pattern." Hunter's eyes narrowed. "A deliberate trail?" "Exactly," Rodriguez confirmed. "Someone wants us to follow this specific path of investigation." As the ancient fleet slowly awakened from its decades-long slumber, humanity prepared for a conflict that would redefine its place in the galactic order. The ships represented more than military might, they were a statement. A declaration that humanity was far more than anyone had anticipated. The galaxy was about to learn that sleeping giants, when awakened, could fundamentally alter the nature of conflict itself. Shadows of conspiracy. The orbital intelligence hub hung like a silent sentinel above Earth, its sleek obsidian surfaces absorbing and redirecting radar signatures. Inside, a different kind of war was being waged, a battle of information, algorithms, and carefully concealed secrets. Agent Marcus Kai sat before a wall of holographic displays, his fingers moving with surgical precision across quantum-encrypted interfaces. Unlike traditional intelligence operatives, Kai represented a new breed of investigator, part data analyst, part strategic theorist, and entirely dedicated to unraveling the diplomatic conference's assassination. The quantum signature Dr. Rodriguez discovered, Kai muttered to himself, it's not just a trail. It's a deliberate breadcrumb. His analysis revealed layers of complexity that defied conventional understanding. The explosion wasn't simply a weapon, it was a meticulously crafted message, encoded with multiple levels of quantum-encrypted information. Meanwhile, aboard the RSS Prometheus, Admiral Hunter reviewed the preliminary reconnaissance data. The ship's advanced systems, dormant for decades, were coming online with an almost sentient precision. Quantum processors that predated modern computing by generations hummed with potential. Lieutenant Sarah Reeves studied the latest intelligence reports. The Galactic Council is fragmenting, she reported. The Zarian Confederacy is pushing for immediate punitive actions against Earth, while the Krell technocracy is maintaining an suspicious neutrality. Hunter's experienced eyes caught the nuance. Neutrality from the Krell was never truly neutral, it was a calculated strategic positioning. Dr. Elena Rodriguez joined the briefing via holographic projection, her avatar flickering with quantum-enhanced clarity. The embedded quantum signature contains something extraordinary, she explained. It's not just information. It's a complex mathematical construct that suggests deliberate misdirection. The implications were staggering. Someone had engineered the diplomatic conference's destruction not just as an act of violence, but as an elaborate puzzle. Agent Kai's breakthrough came unexpectedly. By applying a series of quantum decryption algorithms developed during the breakthrough decade, he discovered a hidden layer of information within the explosion's quantum signature. It's a coordinate set, he announced to Hunter and Rodriguez. But not just any coordinates. These are located in a region of space that's been deliberately obscured from standard galactic mapping systems. The region in question was known as the Silence Zone, a vast area of space where standard communication and navigation technologies simply ceased to function. Expeditions into the region had been rare, and those that had ventured there rarely returned with coherent information. Hunter recognized the strategic implications immediately. Someone wants us to look precisely where they want us to look, he said, his voice a low growl of controlled intensity. The ancient fleet began its initial preparation sequences. Each ship, the Prometheus, the tactical interceptor Hermes, the research vessel Galileo, represented a different approach to the unfolding mystery. They were more than military assets, they were complex research platforms capable of unprecedented scientific and strategic analysis. Agent Kai's final decryption revealed something even more startling. The quantum signature contained fragments of communication protocols that predated the current galactic communication standards by several centuries. The technology was eerily familiar, yet distinctly alien. This wasn't just an attack, Kai concluded during a secure briefing. This was a deliberate provocation. Someone wants humanity to mobilize, to activate these ancient ships. The question that hung in the air was simple yet profound, why? As the RSS Prometheus's quantum drives began their initialization sequence, casting an ethereal blue glow across the underground hangar, humanity prepared to step into the unknown. The ancient fleet represented more than military might, it was a key to understanding a conspiracy that stretched across generations and potentially multiple civilizations. The galaxy was about to witness something unprecedented. And somewhere, in the vast darkness between star systems, something was watching and waiting. The Silent Zone. The Silent Zone defied every known principle of astronomical physics. As the RSS Prometheus approached the region, its advanced sensors began to register anomalies that challenged fundamental understanding of space and time. Admiral James Hunter stood on the bridge, watching holographic displays flicker with increasingly bizarre readings. Lieutenant Sarah Reeves worked frantically at her station, her fingers dancing across quantum-reactive interfaces that seemed to pulse with their own intelligence. "Sir," she called out, "our navigation systems are experiencing quantum destabilization. It's like the very fabric of space is resisting our intrusion." Dr. Elena Rodriguez's holographic projection materialized, her expression a mixture of scientific excitement and profound concern. "The quantum signatures we detected are becoming more pronounced. Whatever is generating these signals is not just technological, it's almost organic in its complexity." The Prometheus moved cautiously, its metamaterial hull shimmering with adaptive camouflage technologies that predated modern stealth systems by centuries. Around them, the other vessels of the ancient fleet maintained a tight formation, the tactical interceptor Hermes and the research vessel Galileo maintaining constant communication. Agent Marcus Kai's latest decryptions had revealed something extraordinary. The quantum signature wasn't just a message, it was a complex navigation key, designed to guide specific vessels through what appeared to be a region of space that defied conventional physics. Suddenly, the ship's primary display erupted with a cascade of impossible data. Spatial geometries that shouldn't exist began to take shape, dimensional intersections that violated every known law of physics. "Quantum breach detected," Reeves shouted. "We're experiencing multiple simultaneous spatial translations." The Silent Zone was revealing its first secret. What materialized around the Prometheus was not empty space, but a massive construct that seemed to exist between dimensions. Massive geometric structures, part technological, part something entirely unclassifiable, stretched beyond visual comprehension. "It's a repository," Dr. Rodriguez breathed, her scientific mind racing. "Not just a location, but a container. Something has been deliberately hidden here." Hunter's strategic mind immediately recognized the implications. This was more than a discovery, this was a turning point in human understanding of the universe. The construct began to respond to the Prometheus's presence. Quantum tendrils of energy reached out, not as a weapon, but as a form of communication. Agent Kai's decryption algorithms worked overtime, attempting to translate the incomprehensible data stream. "It's a message," Kai reported, his voice tight with concentration. "But not from any civilization we've ever encountered. The communication matrix suggests something older. Much older." Fragments of information began to coalesce. The diplomatic conference's destruction, the quantum signatures, the deliberate trail, they were all part of a much larger mechanism. Something had been orchestrating events with a precision that suggested planning on a scale of centuries, if not millennia. The construct began to unfold, revealing layers of technological complexity that made human advancements look primitive by comparison. It wasn't just a structure, it was a living archive, a repository of knowledge that had been waiting for a specific combination of technological and evolutionary conditions. The timing is no coincidence, Hunter realized. Whoever, or whatever, created this wanted humanity to discover it at this exact moment in our technological evolution. As the Prometheus's systems interfaced with the construct, a profound realization began to dawn. The diplomatic conference's destruction, the ancient fleet's activation, the journey into the Silent Zone, they were all part of a complex, multi-generational plan. But a plan designed by whom? And to what ultimate purpose? The galaxy held its breath, waiting for the answer.